Hi everyone, today I want to show you what I'm calling a flip-flap card. I didn't know what it's called, so that's what I'm calling it. And what it has is a little flap that flips when you pull the tab. This one is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Do You Know How Loved You Are? Super cute. And this one says, I think I can, I knew you could. And then congratulations on the inside. So it's a fun little card, and you can think of all kinds of little stamp sets that you might have that work with the two sayings together. And these are just a couple of the examples that I found. The baby set comes from Moon Baby, and it uses these sayings here. And I cut out the bear and the stars from over here. And that's a real fun one. And this one with the I think I can is actually a sale-a-bration set, and I used these here. These are sized really nice that you can find small little sayings that work together, and you probably have a lot in your stamp sets. But if you want to pick up something new, these are some really great stamp sets to add to your collection. This one's called Designer Tee. It was made to fit on the front of a t-shirt die that we have, but the sayings on it are really fun, and I think they're great for just so many different applications besides the Designer Tee. So I'm going to demonstrate using this one because it involves less cutting, and I think mainly what you're going to want to see is how to make the flap. So let's get started. The card base is a standard piece of cardstock cut in half and scored down the middle. So it's 5.5 by 5.5 by 8.5, and then scored at 4 1/4. Then you need a piece of Designer Series paper, and that is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2, and that's going to go here. This is just for the inside, and I trimmed 1/4 of an inch off of all sides, so it's 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go on the inside. This is the very important flippy flap mechanism, and that's 2 by 6 inches. And then I have these little squares that I cut out. You can see I cut them out using the new stitched dies framelits, and those are really fun. So we're going to use those in a bit. So that's all your pieces. This is the most important piece. It's the 2 by 6 flap, and you need to score it. And I will show you here at 2 inches. This is my cutter, so let's get that out of the way. 2 inches, and then again at 2 1/2. Now so you've got a smaller side. On this longer side, you're going to want to punch using this fun scallop tag topper punch. It creates a nice little hole for some ribbon and a pretty decorative edge, all in one punch. Okay, so this is the flapping mechanism, and this is the most important part of the card. You also need one other punch, and that is called the classic label punch, and it makes this long little slit here. That's going to go right into this piece of Designer Series paper. This paper that I'm using is from Party Animal, and it features a Pacific Point and Emerald Envy and Crushed Curry, and it's perfect for this card. You're going to put it as far as it'll go. So, and punch. There you go. Now, as you can see, it is slightly biased to one side or the other, but that's okay because you're going to center with your panels. So just put it in as far as you go and punch down. And normally you might use this little bracket piece, but we're going to use it for the slot that it makes. Okay, so then we've done our punches. Now let's do our stamping. I'm using Emerald Envy, and I'm just going to use some scratch pieces that I have laying around. This is the I think I can with a little choo-choo. Kind of reminds me of the little engine that could. This would be a great thing to give to somebody who maybe made a promotion or got a part in a school play or was the MVP on their soccer team or whatever you can think of. That's a great little sentiment for a promotion at work, graduation, something like that. Here's the little I knew you could. You want to be careful when inking up these little sentiment stamps because it's really easy to accidentally rock it and catch one of the edges. I think I did a good job here. Let's see. There you go. Now I didn't cut the squares out first because I thought it would be easier to center the images with the framelits after I stamped. So you're going to go ahead and center it, because if you're tilted you can play around with it a little bit. And if you want to, sometimes I throw a little Post-it note down once I've got it exactly how I want it to keep it in place. This one's trickier because it barely fits. A little piece of washi sticking on the side of my desk, so I'm going to use that. And then I just ran this through the Big Shot. I'm going to do that off screen so you don't have to see my Big Shot cranking. Okay, I'm back with those pieces. These square dies are from the Layering Squares Framelit collection, which is a great collection to have on hand. I get a lot of use out of those. It comes with 19 dies, and some are scalloped and some are not scalloped. And they're fun to layer together. You can see on this baby card I used the little scallop ones. They're so sweet. Okay. Now another fun die collection that I'm using are these new stitched framelits. And it comes with ovals, circles, and squares. And I used these three sizes of the largest and the going down these sizes of squares to make my little panels here. So I have two of the same size in the blue. There we go. And you can just stick those straight down onto each other. And there, so you've got your little panels for that. So we'll get this out of the way. Now here's the most important part of the card. So you saw that there were two scores. You're going to fold it on the furthest, this one here, and then there's another score line, that was the 2 and 2.5, and leave it like this. Okay, now you're going to attach these panels. This one, I'm going to bring it closer to the camera. Hopefully you can see. There's that score line. And you're going to attach this square to the edge of that score line. Not over the edge, not past the edge, but just up to the edge. And press it down. Okay. And then see how I've got it folded? Leave it that way. And then I used a little tear tape because it's just the perfect size, goes right in there, and you put that in between on that next score line. And this square is bigger, and it's going to cover that first square. So you're going to lay that down right there. So it's really only attached on this edge. See, it's like a little, only attached right there. Now you're going to open this up, and you're going to add another piece of tear tape just on the edge of this panel here. See, not the first one, but the inside one that you hid, and on the back of it, like this, and just there. And you're not going to attach it to this because this has to be free flowing. Okay, so take that off. And here is where you're going to put your mechanism together. So go ahead and slip this through. See how I'm putting it through? And make it to where the little hole is just peeking through. Okay, see that little, that's where your ribbon's going to go for your pull. And remember, we put that tear tape right there. Here's where you're going to center it up. Before you press it down, kind of play with this. You can move it around a little bit still. And you're going to go ahead and press it down, and it'll only stick. You know, you've put those tear tape right behind this panel. Only stick here. This is all free. And that way, when you move it, only that part opens. See? Okay, you got that. And now we're going to put some tear tape on the back. Now you can't attach any on top of this because that has to be free to move. So you're just going to do the top and the bottom and some on this side. I'm using tear tape instead of snail because it's going to have some movement behind it, and I thought I wanted it to stick down as securely as it can. Oops. There. And then you're going to go ahead and stick this straight down onto your card base. There you go. So now, so that people know that there's something to do here, some action, you're going to want to put a little bit of ribbon. I love the thin ribbons that they came out with recently. Stampin' Up! Has this really pretty Emerald Envy ribbon with a little bit of white on the edging, and that's going to be perfect for this card. So just cut yourself a little length. There you go. There, now adding a little ribbon there tells people, do something with this, and then it opens. Okay, for the inside it's really simple. This is where I used the congratulations from the very same stamp set. Okay, now when I put a piece of white inside, I usually like to add a little bit of washi at the bottom. I think it just dresses it up a little bit. Where is the end of that washi? So funny, there it is. Okay. I love that Stampin' Up! Has so many coordinating colors and patterns that go together so nicely. So this washi tape and the designer series paper on the front all work together to make a very finished looking card that looks like it was all meant to be. Okay, another little fun element that I added are these little candy dots. They're so much fun. They come in all the Stampin' Up! Colors, and it just adds a little bit. I wanted to add a little yellow to this panel, so I made sure to put 2 of the yellow and one each of Emerald Envy and Pacific Point. And then I even put, I think I put a star on the inside just for fun because I can. There you go. You can even add something to the inside as well. There. And there you have a flip flap card. Here's that baby one again, so sweet. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? Adorable. So look through your stamp sets, see if you can find something that would look really cute with a flip-flap card. And if you would like to stop by my blog, that would be awesome. It's www.bethspapercuts.com, and I will have these pictures up there as well. And you can shop directly from my blog. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. I always send out a hand-stamped thank you card, and I also have a frequent buyer rewards program. You can download the tracker sheet straight from my blog there as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's project.